Good afternoon. I'm here with Kim Ware, and she is the curriculum specialist for third grade at 10th Street Elementary, and she's been teaching for 31 years. And I am going to interview her. How are you today, Ms. Ware?
I'm just fine. How are you, Mrs. Young?
I am good.
Good.
Let's begin. How do you assure that instructional objectives and curriculum goals are aligned?
Well, first of all, our curriculum goals are determined by the needs of each student and the student population. The objectives come from state standards and what is handed down from the city system. So, from the very beginning of school, as a grade level, the teachers meet and plan the activities that should promote growth during the year for the students collectively. We plan daily while comparing goals and objectives as we go. We also have a pacing guide that is handed down from our curriculum director at the central office. And the objectives are stated as to how we're supposed to work with the students during the year, and they're also aligned with the present goals that we have for the students.
Okay. How do you work with other staff to establish and accomplish these goals?
In our school, everyone pretty much works together. Each grade level is required to periodically meet with their grade level plus the grade level below and the grade level above in order to know where our course is to be charted. We want to, in everything, promote the growth of each and every student. We also have individual staff members that analyze test scores such as the STAR and the Scantron, plus the beginning and ending unit tests for the entire year.
Okay. How do you work with all stakeholders to identify instructional and curricular needs that align with the district's shared vision and available resources?
Okay, let me think about that one. First of all, we really work with stakeholders system-wide. The curriculum director, the instructional coaches, community volunteers, the director over federal programs, and the principal of the school in order to be able to use our resources successfully. We want to promote individualized learning, leadership skills, and community relationships. And that is a vision of the entire system. And since we are a Title I system, a large majority of our resources are coming from that particular area. So we meet at least twice a year at the beginning of the school year and at midterm to determine if the goals for our children are being met as a system. In this, our superintendent and the city is really involved because, of course, Anniston has one high school and then several elementary schools, and we have to make sure that the outcomes are going to be for the best. So we have to stop and meet periodically to make sure that happens.
Okay. How do you lead and motivate faculty members to adhere to the prescribed state standards?
Upon returning to school, teachers are assigned to meet with different lead teachers from various content areas for training sessions. In turn, those teachers return to their individual schools where they do what we call in Anniston City a turnaround session, imparting the knowledge that they've received from the system-wide training. The turnaround session should have hands-on performances that the teachers can learn to do while dealing with the standards. The lead teacher provides all the information from their training session in order for the teachers to be more empowered to learn their standards and be able to, like, get in a car, drive down the standards on the road and be able to teach them daily.
Okay. What is your greatest difficulties of this position?
To me, the greatest difficulty of this position for sure would be the resources. That's a factor, with any teacher. But in order to be able to lead, you have to have resources. And as we all know, most of the resources come from the teacher. And even though we are a Title I school, there's never enough material, technology, time, or even sometimes people power to get the job done. So I would think that would be the most difficult thing I have to deal with.
Okay. How would you categorize your curriculum? Knowledge centered, learning centered, or society centered?
That's a big one, and that's a great question to ask. What the average person wouldn't know is that, my curriculum would involve all three things. To me, a curriculum has to be eclectic. It should involve higher level thinking, which synthesizes knowledge. What the students learn definitely is a part of their growth. And society will always, to me, be a part of education, because from our product comes the men and women that are going to eventually run the world. And so if we do a poor job at what we do, then our end product will be to fail. So what we're looking for always is to do an awesome job, learn how to do things in an organized fashion, so that when our students come of age and they're ready to embark on the world, we'll have a great nation. And isn't that what we're all striving for? To make our kids great. Our product is human. We never know how it's going to go one way or the other. But I know that we should be the ones that influence what happens. And to do that, you have to be organized.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome.